Hey guys and gals, Von Baden here. I keep getting these questions asked to me, so I wanted to address these questions. The questions were pertaining to the start of the props. How do I figure out, what to make the prop out of, and what do I do for this, and what do I do for that. So I'm going to take you through the first little bit of my project planning and build. So this is not, I repeat, not going to be a tutorial on how to build a lightsaber. There is plenty of tutorials out there, but because I'm in this beginning part, I thought it might be a little bit easier to kind of give you guys my brain thought on how I do this. I am a huge Star Wars fan. All of my kids are as well. So we had seen Rise of Skywalker. And this is by no way me plugging the movie, but the final chapter there. But anyways, so my kids ask me, if they see me build stuff all the time, props and whatnot, they asked me if I knew how to build a lightsaber. So yeah, sure. I mean, there's plenty of tutorials. There's not a whole lot of brain thought you have to put into how to make one. If you're talking, a Hilton blade, you can make a very basic one for probably under $20, $30, something like that. But I wanted to do something special for them. So I told them, and it is something that is talked about in the movies, that a true Jedi does not have his training completed until he constructs his own lightsaber. So I said, I'll tell you what. Sorry about that. I'll tell you what. I'm going to let you guys design your own lightsaber hilts. And we'll go from there on. I'll build the rest. So what I did was I figured out my subject matter, which is a lightsaber hilt. We're going to start with that. And then as I get parts and start messing around, I'll be able to see if I can incorporate beyond that, because what they want and what I would like to end up giving them, miles apart. But and as far as miles apart, I mean better than what they intended, so they'll be like, oh my gosh. But anyways, drifting here, sorry about that. What I did was I went on Google, and I'll try to show you. This is like every lightsaber hilt known to man. And I printed out multiple pictures. Hopefully that's coming through real well. And I said, turn it this way so you can see better. I said, okay, we're going to break down the lightsaber in 3 parts. You have the very top, where the blade is. You have the very bottom, and you have the middle. You guys are going to design your very own lightsaber, and then I'm going to build it for you. So, I had them pick the parts that they wanted, and then I drew a line there and put their initial next to it. So now I know what I want to build. I know basically what I want it to look like. The next step is to take these, combine them together, and then you get something like this. As I drop them, that's awesome. What do we got here? Okay. Now, you don't have to be a great drawer. You this is just for you. So the other question I asked them was name 3 different colors that they would like to have incorporated in their hilts. So this one, my daughter decided she wanted more of the Count Dooku with the bend, which doing this helps you figure out also the type of material you're going to need to use in order to accommodate that. And her 3 colors, which are black, blue, and red. So kind of did a little bit of coloring on there to do that. Now with hers, because it has that bend in it, I could get a pipe bender and I could bend a pipe. Probably be a lot less time consuming just to actually take and get some PVC, heat it up with a heat gun, and bend and mold it. So that was hers. Then one of the other kids had decided, my youngest decided that she wanted something that looked like this. Now, this is the other important thing with doing these drawings. You want to draw them as much to scale as possible, and these are kids, so their hands are definitely a lot smaller than mine. So I drew this to fit her hand. Granted, not a whole lot of detail in what she wanted, but I'm going to add a lot more stuff to it. And if I ever can get it rolled up again. Last but not least is the third one. Now hers, because it's pretty much straight pipe, I'm going to use some aluminum pipe, something lightweight, and can incorporate the things that she wanted done. Then my son, I have not colored his in, but you can barely see that. He wanted something that was similar to the Kylo Ren, but not exactly. He wanted, more of a spiky kind of thing off the back end. So did my youngest. So these ones, I decided with what they wanted, I'm going to do the crystal that powers the lightsaber is going to be in the base of it. So when it's all said and done, even though they didn't ask for it, the spikes on the ends are going to glow with the crystal. Both of those last two I'll be able to do with pipe, aluminum pipe and whatnot. So it's important that you do these drawings and do them to scale to fit whoever you're doing them for. If I was doing it to make a hilt for me, I'd do a lot bigger one. But kids, so when you do that, you can actually see, wait a minute, that might not work. I have to go with something else, a different type of material, and it'll help you avoid wasting money, because there's nothing worse than doing all of this to get to, I just got to glue this last piece on, and then finding out, nope, that is not going to work. So draw it to scale, make sure the things that are going to work are going to work for your build. Then figure out what you're going to need to make that happen. So my next step is, I say, all right, with these hilts, it's going to cost me, for the sake of discussion, $20 to make one hilt. I'm going to take $40 to make it, and then have remake it kind of fun. That way you don't get down to that last little bit and you need to finish it, but something didn't work, something didn't fit, something just doesn't want to cooperate, so you have to rethink it. Nothing worse than getting to that point and then finding out, yeah, I have to 86 the whole thing. So those were a few of the things that have been asked of me to kind of go, and how do you figure out what to make, and how do you figure out how to make it and all that stuff. Lightsabers are very easy as far as you're just looking at basically a stick and you're adding different things to that stick to give it more detail, give it more character. So this is not going to be the tutorial that's coming up. I've got a few other projects that I'm working on. I've got my blade that I'm working on. I've got a very cool mask that I'm working on. So I got a lot of different things coming up for you guys. So stay tuned for that. If you have any other questions, something that, maybe I mentioned or partially mentioned that you would like a little bit more clarification on, please leave those down in the comments below. You can always contact me on my Facebook page, which a lot of you do, which is great. But you can also leave them down in the comments below if you do not follow me on Facebook. If you'd like to follow me on Facebook, The Magician Von Baden. That's my business page. That's where all this stuff goes, especially when I'm doing new builds. I do pictures of what I've got in the works, and that goes on there. So, thank you very much. Hopefully you found this video useful and helpful, and I will see you on the next video. Thanks. Bye.